Zach, you got us?
Yeah.
Awesome. Congrats on the win, Zach. If you've got a question for defensive end Zach McCloud, please use the hand raise function. And Zach, first up, we're going to go with Gary Furman from Kane Sport. Gary, go ahead.
Hey, Zach, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
So you guys got 55 opportunities today to rush the passer, but it was pretty noticeable the intensity that you were doing it. Talk about a little bit how at this point of the season, now having 8 games as a defensive end under your belt, how much more comfortable you're feeling in those situations?
Well, every week I get to face a different O-line. I get to face a different quarterback. The scheme changes a little bit, allows me some freedom to do different things and, be able to change up my rush. And so as I gain this experience, I could only do so much, with spring and camp. Like, as much as I learned and grew during that period, I was going against the same guys every day. You get to pick up on habits and it just, it's the same thing when you're going against, other guys, other teams or whatever, but it happens over the course of the game. So I'm a lot more comfortable learning my adjustments. So having, learn to get better at applying those adjustments throughout the game. But, I feel a lot more comfortable than I did, earlier in the season.
And just as a quick follow, you have a lot of young guys playing on defense right now, and it could be pretty frustrating when a quarterback gets that hot and is putting up that kind of yardage that he did today and everything. Did you play any role in keeping everybody together and keeping everybody from panicking or getting too frustrated?
At this point, I think the team, I'm always going to do my best to keep the message and make sure everybody's focused on the same thing, when we're playing. But I feel like the team's matured to a level where it's not just me saying it, and it's not even really just other older guys. I walk around and it could be any one of the younger guys keeping everybody's heads up. It's not like, we don't respond that way where it's like everybody's down. We don't feel that energy on the sideline anymore. We got so used to, and it's a bad thing because, we started our season with a pretty bad record, but we got used to having our backs against the wall and feeling that type of fight. And now instead of waiting for it to be a whole second half or fourth quarter to get that fight out of us, it just takes one play, bad play to get that energy back up. And sometimes, a lot of times, it doesn't even take that. So, we'll continue to go that way. But, I didn't really have to relay that message too much. I was kind of just hype and keeping everybody hyped.
Zach, we got Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Zach, I think you've been around long enough to face Kenny Pickett 4 times. What's the difference in this guy, man? I mean, obviously you guys got the win today, but, he's kind of a Heisman favorite now. You faced him when he first started. Just curious how much tougher he is to defend.
I remember, I think my sophomore year was the first year I got to play against him. And we went into that scouting report and, we said he was going to be one of those guys, and we said he was going to be a good quarterback that day when we played him. But obviously, he proved us right. But over time, he's grown a lot. And I told him that the day after the game, he's grown a lot. And it's been exciting to get to play against some of those matchups. You play football, you want to play against other good players. And, it's just been exciting to watch him grow.
Last question for you, Zach. We got Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead for Zach.
Zach, congratulations. What do you see? This is your last year, I guess. What do you see in store for the future for these young players who are kind of growing before our eyes? And also, I wanted to ask you about this season. 4 games left. 2 of your games were lost to Michigan State, who's undefeated. They beat Michigan today, and Alabama. Do you have a different perspective now on the season and everything that's happened?
To answer that first question, I think what's in store for the young guys, we're still shaping that, and it looked a lot different a couple of weeks ago to what it looks like now, but that's not something that we can get comfortable. It's something that we have to hold on to that. And it's like the same thing, like you have a loss or you have a win, you have to learn how to win. And that means, getting back to the drawing board and treating it like, I don't want to say treat it like it was lost, but that's the same intent that you have to bring to the practice field. You have to, so we're still forming that. We're still building that, having everybody on the team. But, I think the future is bright, definitely, I would say, for a lot of the young guys. It's obvious. We just mentioned how a lot of young guys are playing on defense. Those guys are making plays. They're not out there for no reason. Same thing on offense. We got a young guy leading this team. We got a young guy making plays in that backfield. I think the future is bright. But in terms of what was the second part of the question you asked about? What I feel like the next part of the season is going to look like?
Or the perspective on this season. Now it turns out Michigan State is undefeated now. They just beat Michigan, and Alabama Alabama's Alabama. Just your thoughts.
I mean, it's us versus us every week. You know, we don't really, not to say we don't consider our opponent. Obviously, we want to treat everybody with respect and the respect that they deserve when we prepare for them. But it's us against us. You know, if I lose on the pass rush, I'm not thinking like, you know, well, maybe this guy went first round, so I don't feel so bad about it. No, I got to win that pass rush. And so, you know, it's the same thing when we apply it to a team. It doesn't matter who we play, we want to win. So we're not going to get too high. We don't want to get too low over wins and losses. Just kind of stay in the middle and keep it moving.
Zach, congratulations on the win, and thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you. Have a good one.